to tear this probe down so that we can pull the tranny out and do an M factory helical limited slip differential install. This car is a lot cleaner than mine. Just drove all the way across the state for it. I'm going to take this puppy and get her back on the road. It's got a possible shift gate issue, so I figured when I'm in there, might as well do the LSD install. Brought my spare 8 series stock GT ring gear so we don't have to cut the one off of his stock diff. And got all the tools laid out, and we are going to get this puppy up in the air and start buttoning her up, getting everything torn down, and I'll come back to you when we make some progress. Alright, so actually got the axle out with hardly any issues. Strut and hub assemblies over there, taking some stuff off the top, taking some of the grounds and stuff that go to the tranny out. Already got the cross member off, and then the tranny will be ready to drop out of here. And then I've already got a ring gear ready to go, and we will be able to split this case and get the M Factory LSD installed. Alright, so his M Factory's got my spare ring gear on it for a GT H series gear set. His tranny is out, and the old clutch is right there. His Fidanza and South Bend are right there that we're going to be throwing in. I've got the 5th and reverse gear clusters off, and I'm about to separate the case halves, and I'll come back to you after I do that. Alright, so as you can see, it is hectic in here trying to get this done today. Got the tranny apart, got the stock diff out, had spider gear failure, which locked up the shift shaft. So now this is free again, free to move. And shift gate was in good shape. He's just getting the gear off of the stock diff for the differential, or for the speedometer. And then I'm going to throw that on the M Factory, which is right there, and install that in the tranny and put this back together and get it in the car. So here we are, got an M Factory helical LSD in his trans. Just got to reassemble this puppy and put it back in there. New Fidanza flywheels on there, just needs to be torqued down. And then got a South Bend DXD 6-puck that's going to be going in. Alright, got the Fidanza flywheel installed. Flywheel bolts torqued to 75 foot-pounds. And now we're about to take the South Bend up on that table, install it. The tranny is all back together with the M Factory helical LSD installed. And yeah, this is going back together. Alright, Fidanza flywheel and South Bend clutch are on. Just need to go get some grease for the throwout bearing shaft. And the new throwout bearing will be on with the old shift fork. The tranny is completely assembled with the LSD. We're going to be putting new axle seals in it and then throwing it back into the car. Alright, it's 6 p.m. The tranny is all the way ready to go back in. New clutch installed. Just did the input shaft seal and axle seals. Tranny's been resealed. M Factory helical LSD install. Freed up the shift shaft from some debris that was keeping it from shifting. And new rear main seal, Fidanza flywheel. So he's going to also be putting in these Exile Auto Work brass shifter bushings, which help a lot, and a new torque tube, or thrust, whatever the fuck the thing is that runs next to the shifter is called. This is the bushing for it. So yeah, we are going to be putting this all back together here pretty shortly. So tranny is in. It was stuck in gear before, it was hard to shift. Now it goes right through the gears. Boom! He's got his tranny back and it's got an LSD in it, so we just got to button everything up. Hell yeah. Alright, tranny is in. As you can see, pretty much all the parts are up off the floor. And boom! She's in, axle's in, suspension's back together, new axle nut, tie rod's back on. Got to do sway bar end link and the inner mud guard on this side, and this is totally buttoned up, done, ready to go. and then he's putting the axle in on the other side, and then we got to fill it up with fluid, come up here, do the intake piping, and this thing is done. Alright, Speedo cable is back on, tranny's filled with fluid, new slave cylinders on, just has to be bled, buttoning up the intake piping, and we will be bleeding the clutch, putting wheels and tires back on, and this thing is done. She's back together all the way, just got to bleed the clutch, and this thing we're going to just test it in the air, and then I got to get out of here because I drove all the way across the state to build this trans for one of my subscribers. Pretty cool guy, and he let me work on this beautiful car for him and put together a tranny and do an LSD install. So we're going to run it through the gears, make sure everything works good, and I'm going to get out of here. It was an awesome experience getting to work on this thing. Such a beautiful car. So he's going to be real happy with it. Hit it again.
I shut it off. Keep going?
Yeah, just try and start. Yeah, I think that flywheel is just funky, or your starter's funky, because it works. It's just not liking that flywheel, it seems like. That's why I don't like aftermarket flywheels. We'll go ahead and let the clutch out in each gear, like run it through the gears. Okay? Yeah. What now? All right. Yeah, it's going. Yep, going. Yep. 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 Now hit the brakes and bring it to a stop before you try reverse. Go into, yeah, go into reverse. There it is. So his tranny works. Everything's good. He's got a good car now. Fuck yeah. Here we go, letting her down off the jack stands. She's about to be driving again after how long?
Shit, it's not been too bad. Maybe about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, yeah.
Ooh, brought that down quick.
Yeah, you did. There it is. Gorgeous girl. Ready to rock. M Factory LSD. Tranny that doesn't stick in gear anymore. New seals.
It's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah. So here we have the finished girl. 12 hours. Celebratory beer. She is definitely going to be a gem, man. Absolutely gorgeous car. Beautifully taken care of, and now yet again another GD Mazda that I have rescued and got back on the road. So it's really nice to see these cars sticking around. This is number 26 that I've saved, so it's gonna be badass seeing this thing driving around again.